It's Clarence Hill of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram joining me here from the Star in Frisco. The sky obviously is falling because they lost a game in 12, and all eyes are squared on Dak Prescott. He clearly had a bad game. We just got out of the locker room. Do you believe that he's not paying attention to all the noise that's pointed his way?
I don't think he has. When all the success was going, he was the same way. He was even killed, and Jason talked about one of the best things about Dak was his poise and composure, how this thing wasn't too big for him, and he didn't listen to the noise then. He's not listening to the noise now, although there's mass hysteria and panic out there on the streets, even sometimes coming from his owner. But the good thing about it, he listens to the coach, he listens to the guys in the locker room. I don't think he's letting this get to him. He's not looking over his shoulder, although we are.
Do you think how much of what Jerry said earlier this week is playing in his mind and playing in the locker room's mind? Because I believe you wrote about it that the coach and the owner need to be praising Dak and being on his side and not Tony. Do you think that Jerry just wants to get Tony in there somehow, some way?
Jerry likes to sell a story, and it's fine, and he likes to sell Tony, and he wants to sell Tony. I've written it before, and he's beholden to Tony for everything Tony's done. And when things were going good, it was okay because they were winning, and it's okay to talk about Tony and throw some bouquets out there to Tony and let everybody know that we still love Tony, we're not abandoning Tony, and keeping that market hot for Tony in case they have to make a move in the offseason. But at this point, after Dak had a bad game, it's time to throw some bouquets at Dak. And that's what Jerry missed. It was a little tone deaf in his comments on the radio yesterday, just talking about Tony and really not throwing bouquets at the quarterback, the guy they chose to be their quarterback now and their quarterback for the future. It's time to give him some love, give him some bouquets. That's what Jerry missed. But Dak doesn't listen to he doesn't pay attention to Twitter. And he doesn't pay attention to social media. He's told his family, don't bring that he said, she said stuff to me. And he said that even well before now, even when things were going good, don't bring that stuff to him. So that's not getting to him. And the players in the locker room don't really listen to Jerry on the radio in the morning. And they listen to Jason, one practice at a time, one game at a time.
Facts are facts. Yeah, he didn't play good, but they only lost by 3 points. But if you look at the last couple games, the team as a whole has struggled on third down, only 2 third-down conversions over the last couple of weeks. What do you see as for the reason for that?
Well, certainly there are some common threads there. Both the Vikings and the Giants, gave them trouble on third downs, and they were getting to the quarterback, they were covering. But let's be honest, those are two of the best defenses in the league, and everybody won't be able to do some of the things they need to do. But yeah, Dak has to be a better decision maker. The guys outside have to win on routes. They weren't winning on routes. They certainly weren't winning on routes in that Giants game. So he has to play better. The guys around him have to play better.
One of the big points of talking here in the last few days is they need to open up the offense for Dak, go downfield. Is that logical, or is that just an overreaction?
The funny thing is, just a few weeks ago, they were going downfield. They were throwing the ball to Dez and getting the ball downfield. The Cowboys' problem the last couple of weeks is they were getting behind the chains. They had penalties that were setting them back. They need to keep doing what they were doing, getting manageable third downs, making smart plays, and converting those plays. The plays downfield are going to be there. When you run the ball as well as they do, when you convert those third down, people have to cheat up, the passes over the top are going to be there. That's going to come, but they have to do the fundamental things is getting those manageable third downs and converting them. Get the ball back to Beasley. Start doing those things, making some plays with your feet, doing those things that had you so successful on that 11-game winning streak. Get back to that, the Cowboys will be fine.
If there is anything to be positive about out of Sunday night's game, the defense. 3 turnovers, maybe should have had 3 more if Barry Church didn't have a RoboCop arm on his right arm. But does that provide hope that this defense can do what it needs to do in December football and playoff football?
Well, that's the bright spot, because it's one thing to hold down the Vikings and not give up against the Vikings, because that's an awful offense. But to have so much success against the Giants on the road, that gives you hope that this defense is progressing, this defense is getting better. Certainly like what Sean Lee did, 22 tackles, a franchise record 22 tackles. He was all over it. He's been a manimal for this defense, and he's certainly going to the Pro Bowl, but they were getting some stuff up front. The pass rush is getting better. Those are bright spots. The Cowboys can continue to get better on defense to help that offense out. Then they can have real hope for a Super Bowl run.
Quickly on the Bucs, they've won 5 in a row. Jameis Winston, they're just finding ways to win. Are you worried about them at all?
They should be worried about them. I don't worry. I don't play. But they should be worried. The Bucs, Jameis Winston, Mike Evans. Mike Evans is certainly a top 5 receiver in the game. He's playing this year like one of the top 3 receivers in the game. He's going to be a problem for the Cowboys secondary. And Jameis Winston is growing up We know how good he was in college. He's always been a leader. He's making plays. He's certainly growing as a quarterback. But it's that Tampa Bay defense. That's what they have to worry about. Tampa Bay has been one of the better defenses over the last few weeks. They're going to try to copy some of the things the Vikings and the Giants did to slow the Cowboys down. They got to take care of that.
All right, so it's just one loss, so just chill. It's Clarence Hill, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram.